Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got a battle between two players and two civilizations that can pack a punch, as MbL, playing as the Lithuanians in red, gets ready to take on Hera, playing as the Spanish in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings and try to get all the gobbles that they can. Who just got one of the two? We'll see if Hera notices. Of course he does. And try to get their butts up to Feudal Age as soon as possible. Why don't we take an opportunity to take a look at the civs we'll be watching today? Now, the Lithuanians are a civilization that focuses on their heavy cavalry. Their knights, their cavaliers, their paladins all get a free attack boost for every relic that they collect, all the way up to a free +4 attack for 4 relics. This feature also applies to their unique unit, the Latest, a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor, making it one of the most annoying, deadly units in the game. This Gobble looked like he was taking a bit of a break next to the gold on the minimap. Now, to gather these relics, get that free attack boost as fast as possible, Lithuanian monasteries do work 20% faster. And on the battlefield, to support their heavy cavalry, Lithuanian spearman line units, their skirmishers move 10% faster, and both branches of those militaries can be upgraded to get extra pierce armor. Now, to build a robust economy to support their military endeavors out on the map, Lithuanians do start the game with 100 extra food, because every town center they get provides 100 food, and they can be harder to raid since they can upgrade these, their town centers, to have +3 range, which makes them outrange a lot of mangonels in the game. Now, pivoting to the eastern portion of Arabia, we've got Hera playing as the Spanish, a paramilitary civilization that, man oh man, loves its gunpowder units. Spanish gunpowder units fire 18% faster. Their unique unit, the Conquistador, is a heavy-hitting, less accurate mounted hand cannoneer with more HP but less range. Now, in order to defend these costly units, the Spanish can train missionaries, which are basically mounted monks that can't pick up relics and also have shorter range. Now, the Spanish can also upgrade both their monks and their missionaries to convert enemy units faster, and can give their missionaries a small +1 range boost. Now, to support their military-industrial complex, Spanish villagers do build structures 30% faster, their blacksmith upgrades cost no gold, and they get 20 gold for every technology that's researched. So, when we see Loom, if and when, I shouldn't say if, probably we're going to see Loom being researched, we'll see Hera's gold pile going down by 50, and then once Loom completes its research phase, the R&D is over, 20 gold will be added, also always a cool thing to see. Now, why did I call the Spanish a paramilitary civilization? Because every single one of their villagers can actually be upgraded to get 40 extra HP, big armor boost, and a massive +6 attack, which together with a sapper's upgrade makes Spanish villagers pretty freaking good at taking down buildings, castles, towers, even walls. In the late game, we have seen supremacy Spanish villagers just absolutely running amok. Move aside, Karambit warrior, in come the Spanish villagers. So these are the two civilizations that we have before us. Like I said, both of these civilizations can pack a wallop in the mid to late stages of the game. If they are not stopped, they can steamroll over pretty much, I want to say almost all civilizations. All of that is true, as we saw the other day with the Saracens, with the Poles. It's true for a few civilizations, but we're not watching those civilizations. We're watching the Lithuanians and the Spanish. Let's take a look at their bases while both players hit 18 villagers. Looks like MbL is going to get Loom, and probably immediately after that, yep, going straight up to Feudal Age. His primary gold nice and secure in the back. Primary stone in a Tesla shape, nice and secure in the back. Forests very far away. It looks like he's got 3, unless you want to count this one, maybe 4. Nah, we'll say 3. I don't know that this necessarily counts as a initial spawning forest. Maybe not. Where are his additional resources? A little bit of gold, a little bit of stone in the forward position, and then a bit more gold in the Tetris piece to the back. Walling this base off, I wouldn't waste my time trying to go full wall off unless you really want a turtle, because this, take a look, the forward portion of his base completely open, completely exposed. Luckily for him, primary resources are in the back. Let's take a look at Hera as he plops down a number of farms. Are we going to get to see Loom at some point so I can show you guys the government rebate of 20 gold that the Spanish get when they research any technology? Primary gold, ooh, very exposed in the front here. And speaking of exposed, look at the entirety of the forward position of Hera's base, completely open. Where is his primary stone? Okay, off to the side, not exactly the rear, not exactly the back position. Hera is going up to 23, 24, 25 villagers. We know what that means. He wants to get his butt up to Castle Age by the time I finish the sentence, if he could. He's also got 1, 2, 3 forests. Very lackluster, very thin, stringy forests here for both players. This is not a great resourceful map. Okay, so here we go. 50 gold down. In 12 seconds, take a look at where my mouse is at the top right of your screen. That 50 is going to jump up to 70. And that is just an incredibly cool feature. There it is. And when you factor in the fact that their blacksmith upgrades don't cost gold as well, I mean, the Spanish just get such a small trickle of gold coming in constantly. It's similar to the Chinese discount, because there you save the resources. Here you get a little bit of it back when you complete researching those resources. Not researching the resources, researching the upgrades. Hera, big moves out of him. 26 villagers, 27. He is still in Feudal Castle. No, my God, not Feudal, not Castle. He is in Dark Age. And right as I finish that sentence, he clicks up to Feudal as MbL makes his presence known here with 2 spearmen, 2 scouts. This is what Hera has liked to do recently to his opponents, which is poke in with a few spearman line units. They are faster than militia, which means they can catch up to villagers. Villagers move at a 0.8. These spearmen move at a 1.1, especially the Lithuanians. Usually they move at a 1 tile per second. The Lithuanians at a 1.1. 1.1, not 1.9. I don't know why I said wine. We've got more units moving here, but no kills yet. And what the hell happened here? Behind this, oh my God, MbL is getting trapped. Hera running around what's a ring around the rosy here with this 1 scout. He is trying to tame the wild heart of his opponent inside this corral that he's created. Absolutely epic, hilariously epic move there out of our blue Spaniard, who defends with a whole bunch of villagers. MbL must not be too terribly upset about this. Number 1, your opponent is still not in Feudal Age. Number 2, he's wasting a whole bunch of idle time with these villagers, and now they're going back to work after a few minutes. That being said, MbL lost a lot of army here. Hera has 4 kills. MbL killed 2 villagers as well, though. So he did kill 1 scout and 2 villagers in exchange for 2 scouts, 2 spearmen. But this is just absolutely hilarious. Talk about building a Sim City over here. Hera, with the lightning quick reflexes, manages to literally stable that that 1 scout. And now MbL's not leaving. He's building another tower. Hera's will go up first, which means this tower, how close is it? 80%. Oh, that's so sour. He cancels it. Oh, fantastic defense so far out of Hera, even with the idle time. But who's kidding who? With 28 villagers, you can afford 3 or 4 of them to be idle as you click up to Feudal Age. That being said, he's kind of caught up in the villager count. He's down only 2 army count. This is MbL's entire army. And Hera says, I'm not even going to bother repairing that palisade gate. I just need housing. I don't want to get housed. And deletes the palisade gates over here. MbL sees the backup structures of houses and immediately backs away. Will he take any damage on these scouts? Nope. No ballistics. We are only 15 minutes into the game, and the scouts managed to escape unharmed, unscathed. As MbL, very aggressive stone mining here out of him. He probably wants to put down another tower, just needs 4 more stone. Or maybe not, maybe he's just here. Okay, he's moving forward. Yeah, it's got to be a tower, right? He's still in Feudal Age. Not exactly a human that's going to plop down a siege workshop in Feudal Age. And look at Hera. Hera's just plugging holes. This is like that cartoon. I forget what, I think it's Popeye, where him and Bruto, I think they were both stuck on a boat once. And there were just holes that were coming up, and they were sticking a finger in each hole. I mean, that sounds pretty freaking dirty here. But Hera sticking fingers in holes, plugging up all the avenues of attack for MbL, who, with 2 scouts, I don't even know that Hera necessarily needs to worry too much about this, although they are in Feudal Age, which means their attack jumps up to a 5. And it is actually our Spaniard who, with the extra time in Dark Age, with the extra villagers is going up to castle first, which was probably Hera's plan all along. Ooh, this tower. This tower is placed well, but not super duper well. I mean, maybe over here. So he does lame 1, 2, 3, we'll call it 4 or 5 patches of the gold there. But unfortunately for him, there are 7 there. MbL, though, he's not done. He wants to bust in. Hera finds another hole in the boat, has to stick his finger right in what's behind this. A blacksmith. Okay, so Hera's building infrastructure that he needs. Does he already have a blacksmith? No, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, what am I talking about? It's right here. So he's going double blacksmith? Very, very interesting. I wonder if he just wanted to put this down so he thought MbL would retreat and then he could cancel it. Hera's got 7 villagers on stone. For the Spanish, just like the Portuguese, the first thing they always want to do when they hit Castle Age is get the castle up, start pumping out those gunpowder units. MbL has, and this, I think this is exactly what Hera thought would happen, but a lot earlier, which is MbL running away, and then he could probably cancel it and get the wood back. But no, for some reason there's a 89% completed blacksmith here. MbL, I love this out of him. Oh man, when's the last time we saw pro players do this? Now this is a perfectly good response to the towers. Even though with their range wisely attacking the castle, you can reach these 3 mining villagers here. So MbL missing a bit of an opportunity as he pivots back. Another hole, another finger, another plug. MbL is being so annoying. He does not want to take the lesser amount of relics. He does not want Hera to get those relics. I'm assuming that's the whole point of this, is that he is trying to keep his opponent as pinned back as possible so that he can go out on the map. I'm assuming this first thing we're going to see right now is a monastery. No, never mind. MbL, look at MbL. We've said it before on this channel, on the games that we've casted, that MbL has found himself housed in the worst times, frequently at times during the same game. And it is very bothersome to see. And look at that. He's learning. He's adapting. He's getting better. He is like the Terminator. That not the Schwarzenegger Terminator, but the liquid one, I think, that can just adapt to everything. Or what's the name of that? What's the name of that Marvel superhero that can evolve? Darwin? That can evolve and is basically like immortal because he can't die, because anything that tries to kill him, he just automatically evolves to defend against it. Yeah, I think his name is Darwin. Conquistadors are out. Their shit range is being on display here. Hera moves it a little bit closer so they don't miss as much. But what's their base accuracy? 65%. Let's take a look what's going on here. MbL is pushing in with knights. He's got these skirmishers. Are they elite? No, they're not. But again, they do move faster than normal. First relic here is going to our Spaniard who rushed his butt up to castle. So one player rushing to castle so he can get monks, so he can deny the other player relics. The other trying to contain his opponent so that he can have his monks out on the map so that he could get the relics. So a game of keep away here, and it looks like Hera will have the first advantage here. 5 gold already added to his coffers. The knights, the skirmishers are inside the base. Conquistadors are great, but these are skirmishers. They move quicker, and they're on the high ground, and they're pretty damn close, so they're not going to miss that badly. But this annoying forest here, thin as it might be, has stopped the skirmishers from getting to that conquistador. But this one, I mean, okay, good for the skirmisher. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure how a skirmisher beat a conquistador in a 1v1 battle, unless that conquistador was just kind of on don't attack stance, and the skirmisher was just shelling away 1 tile extra range. Let's see. Both players would do well to upgrade some of their units. MbL has a +2 attack on these skirmishers. These 2 knights are backing away. They do not want to engage into a conquistador. They do not want that hot lead. I don't know why my mind is so pervy today. Plugging up holes, hot lead. I was gonna make a bunch of pervy jokes, but I'm gonna try to keep the professionalism of the cast at an all-time high. Or maybe I'll just lose it one day and it'll go to an all-time low. Who knows? In any event, our Lithuanian poked in, got 2 kills, poked out, and now is attacking a house on the right, pushing into the left. Not too sure why he's retreating. Well, what are you so scared of? It's a monk. A monk and a few conquistadors at town center. Your armor is not terrible. You've got 4 pierce armor, and then you lose control of one of them and they move in, and the conquistadors gun him down immediately because you cannot be a lone wolf against the conquistador. That unit is just going to absolutely punch hot lead through the back of your head. I've said this before, generic skirmishers, and when I say generic, I'm kind of including the Lithuanians because they do move a little bit faster, but when it comes to attack, they do have with tower shields, they can be upgraded, like I said, to get 2 extra pierce armor, but for now, they're pretty damn generic. They're nothing particularly special. They don't attack faster. They don't attack 25% faster, etc. But right now, you need a pretty good ratio of skirmishers to conquistadors, because technically on paper, it is a counter unit, but the conquistador, because it's such a powerful unit, attacking on a 16 and the skirmisher with 35 HP, is not going to last very long against that attack, even with 4+1 pierce armor now. And let's see what's going on around the map. Hera is being kept in his base, but he's already 2 relics ahead of his opponent. Has MbL seen? Oh, that is so sour. It's literally right here, and Hera is going to take it. The other one is all the way back here. So it looks like Hera is going to take a 3-to-1 relic advantage. So of the 2 competing wills, one player trying to deny the other relics, the other player trying to keep the other contained so he can get the relics. It looks like our denier is the one who gets the relics because he is heading back, but he's going through an outpost. This is going to give MbL a small opportunity to get that monk, although really there's no units there to capitalize on that vision, which is very sour. I think this is a conversion here of a knight. And here we go. The back of the base is under attack again. The knight, though, this time. Okay, he's again on... there's a unit here for our Spaniard who is on do not attack. What is going on with these units? As the monk... Okay, he dropped off the relic. 3 relics to 1. So I think Hera, even if he doesn't get this 5th relic, has he seen it? No, he has not. I think he's in a pretty good position. He is basically making sure that at most MbL gets his heavy cavalry to where the majority of civilizations can get them to, which is with blast furnace and +2. So, and on the whole, +4. Right now, though, MbL, nowhere close. I'm talking a lot about relics. I don't even know if that's really the game plan because he's not building anything other than skirmishers, now 2 knights, but he is building an army to counter conquistadors. Hera, I don't even know what direction Hera wants to go at the moment because he's just not building army at all. He's down 4 villagers. Let's see his infrastructure. I don't know what the hell direction either of these players wants to go. I don't really see anything for our Spaniard. Do you see a barracks? Am I missing something? He just went blacksmith siege workshop. I don't see a barracks anywhere here. MbL? More houses for him. Oh, he's approaching 100 population here. He is almost 20, 16, 17 or so population. Now almost 20 ahead of his opponent. Let's see what he wants to build. He's got 1 stable, pumping out knights, 1 archery range, 1 barracks. And that's basically it. So our Lithuanian, who, by the way, oh, lucky find there, discovers this town center, is getting 1 of everything. So a jack of all trades, a master of none. Hera, no military production for the last few minutes. What is our Spaniard planning here? He's not expanding economically. He's training 7 villagers. Okay, never mind. I mean, I guess he is expanding economically with this town center. Ooh, MbL. MbL does not want this gold taken by our Spaniard. Deny them gold. We've got monks being trained. Ooh, let's see if this MbL manages to find a few kills. Gets 3 of the tail end of this army, and it immediately backs away. Looks like MbL is managing to deny a castle here in the forward position as well. It doesn't complete with 21.5%. Conquistadors need to be very careful. They will pack a punch. They will kill as many of these knights as they can, but ultimately 4 versus 2. I still give that to the knights. Oh my! I'm missing the action here. 10 villagers. Hera sees this immediately backs away. But where is he going to go? Oh, and by the way, both players, speaking of lucky exploration and lucky vision, Hera sees the 5th relic, just like MbL got lucky and saw this town center. If he hadn't seen the town center, it would be bad news bears for him, as our Spaniard would just be mining gold, getting more food, lumber. This is basically the perfect location for a town center. 3 of the 4 major resources are here. I shouldn't say 3 of the 4 major, 3 of the 4 resources, period, are in that one location. But he's got to be careful of these mangonels, although not too careful. No more monks, which means these knights are going to have free reign as long as their armor, okay, +1 armor. Not terrible. Mangonel falls. And here we go again. MbL has discovered where Hera went after he saw the villagers leave. Because remember, he did see the villagers, I think, leave. Exit stage left over here. Hera's castle, 700 HP. He's almost got enough stone for another castle, but he's no longer mining stone. And oh, the last thing you want to do. Hera knows his villagers cannot make the arduous journey all the way back to the town center, so he's fighting these knights, and that is incredibly sour. Those are not supremacy villagers. It is not Imperial Age just yet, although our Spaniard will be hitting Imperial many moons ahead of our Lithuanian. So I'm not too sure that Hera's in that bad of a position here. 36 minutes into the game, down 22 villagers with literally no army. He has not trained army at all. He's plopping down finally some infrastructure. 1 stable, 1 barracks. He's getting bloodlines, so now he's going mounted units of some kind. The stable suggests we might see paladin versus paladin if we're lucky. If we've been nice boys and girls and not naughty. Yet again, Latest is here for Lechai on the menu here, springing forth from this castle. 4 will be the number of MbL's counting, but oh, Hera plugs up yet again the hole, and now the Lechai find themselves looking in from the outside. And we've seen Hera do this recently. He likes to put infrastructure inside his base, not part of the wall off, so that his opponent can't see what he wants to do. And that is an absolute fantastic move, as the Lechai, 2 of them, are going to gut these villagers. I mean, what the hell do you do? What's the attack now? He's got 1 relic still. He's got forging, so they should be at a +2. +1 researched, +1 for free. This mangonel needs to be dealt with here by these knights. I mean, MbL knows his opponent's an Imperial, and for the first time in a very long time, we have a player, a pro player, who hits Imperial and doesn't immediately build a Treb. Fascinating. I think he just kind of wants to defend himself. He knows he has 3 army count, 6 army count now. He's trying to lead these knights. He gets another conversion, trying to lead them to their death in front of that castle. We'll see if the monk bites the dust or if he garrisons inside the town center. Where did MbL go there for a second? Oh, he went after the monk with the full faith, but he absconds, hides inside the town center. Look, speaking of town center, it looked like the Spanish one is down here as well. MbL, 888 stone. Oh my goodness. He should buy a lottery ticket. That is a very lucky number. And he is now also heading up to Imperial with, what the hell, 1200 stone. Maybe a little bit of overkill. And he discovers another town center. MbL's vision this game is just absolutely epic. Hera is not able to have a moment's rest. Everywhere he goes on the map, it seems like our Lithuanian is there. And you know why? Because of this. Let's take a look at MbL's vision. I mean, look at this vision. Look at this mini-map. The outposts that were here got taken down, so he's not really seeing much over there. He did previously, but now Hera says, you know what, I'm going to do Hera things. Converted Latest, okay. I'm going to do Hera things, which is when you attack into me, I'm just going to push right back at you. Castle, I mean, could this be any more of a perfect hill for a castle here? High ground, a lot of low ground around. King of the hill. Latest moves in, takes a bunch of gunpowder to the face and backs away. And let's see, Hera usually pretty good at reverse unoing his opponents. You're pushing into my forward position, I'm just going to push right into yours. This time though, MbL knows, and immediately the castle guns down a half of this expeditionary force of the Spaniard, and the Lechai should be able to take care of the rest. They move ridiculously fast, and they pack a punch. Remember, armor upgrades irrelevant Now, our Spaniard has scale mail armor. Somebody explain that to me. Okay, never mind. He's going pikeman. Okay. I was wondering, why the hell am I was going to say how when you're playing against the Lithuanians, armor upgrades are not your top priority. Oh, no, another castle denied. More villagers dead, but they're next to a town center. They can at least run away. And I was looking at the upgrades at the top. For some reason, these Cavaliers have +2 armor. Both players are now in Imperial MbL doing what I mentioned pro players do, which is training a Treb out of which castle. Ooh, I wish I could click it. It's unfortunate you can't click it when it's being in the production tab, not being trained. It's got to be out of one of these 2 castles. Why didn't I see? Okay, there's one here. Oh, it's this one. Okay, yeah, it's this one. How did I miss that? I thought I clicked that castle. So Hera's castle goes up, but it gets sandwiched between these other castles. Some skirmishers from an age long gone are going to get taken out very quickly. And our Spaniard is building halberdiers. That is probably the last thing you want to build as the Spaniards. Now, they do get all the upgrades from the blacksmith, but he is not there yet. He only has forging. He only has scale mail armor. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of Lechai. They're going to be elite in 15 seconds. Conscription means they're going to train faster. Lumberjacks work quicker. Farmers work more efficiently. MbL is just building an economy with 20 more villagers than his opponent that Hera is going to have a very tough time competing with. And he says, I don't even care about the economy. I'm just moving in. The Lechai are going to swallow this Spanish army whole. Our Lithuanian has a taste for jamon iberico and immediately, oh my god, that was disgusting. That was absolutely disgusting. Our Spaniard still has 20 army. Okay, I was gonna say he still has 20 army supply in a castle. What the hell happened? Anytime we have a big battle that ends the game, you know, we have to look at it. Okay, the knights, I mean, look, there's 7 knights. They still do benefit with a +3 attack. Look at this one. Very, this looks like a statue. You know what this looks like? What's the name of the statue in Prague? Karlovis? One of the kings, one of the Karls. A horse on its back feet like that. But anyway, let's take a look. We've got... This guy dies right before the battle even starts. Hilarious to these... Okay, I mean, look, Hera doing a good job with the light cav, keeping the monks keeping the monks away. But what the hell do you do here? This is a ridiculous amount of army. 32 heavy cavalry units to 11 and 6 halberdiers. HP triple for our Lithuanian. And on top of that, 25 of these units ignore armor and they attack on a 19. My goodness, on a 19. Do we even need to watch this battle? This is just absolutely... Let's see how many conversions Hera manages to get. All of his monks seem to be focused on one latest rather. He does get that conversion. I'm hearing a ball. I'm hearing the Treb ball land. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Now the picture is... all is becoming clear as to why our Spaniard GG'd. His base is not terrible. It's pretty damn good. He's got how many barracks up? 7 barracks, 4 stables. So he could have kept on going. His resources are not terrible. Town center down. Look at MbL, knowing that his opponent has gone cavalry, that he's not going to be training any more units out of his castle, prioritizes the town center. That is a very smart move out of MbL. And Hera just ultimately cannot compete with this Lechai army. I mean, how many knights are left? Out of 7, 6, out of 25, 21, he barely lost any units. Look at this. He barely lost any units. The castle with 9 kills probably got more kills than anything else. And now he's raiding, not raiding, but now he's pushing back the Trebs over here. He's raiding with this latest. Oh, he's going to start raiding over here. He's going to kill the Cavalier over here. And with the fall of this castle, all of a sudden, all of the infrastructure that Hera took so much care to build is exposed. He does not have any Trebs in the forward position that can respond to any of this. One of them is basically dead, about to die. The other, you best believe MbL is going to catch wind of this one and charge right into it. Lechai are everywhere. I mean, this is about as this is like a fart in a room. All of a sudden, there's a latest everywhere. I'm going to click. Look at that. They're up here. They're here to the right. They're here to the bottom. Look at the mini map. There's more red dots than blue in Blue's base. And if he wants to, he can just poke in right through the back. Fantastic, fantastic game sense out of MbL to know exactly when to pounce. And even though he gets up to Imperial later than his opponent, like I said, very, very interesting that Hera didn't start training Trebs the second he hit Imperial like MbL did, and like most pro players that we've seen, at least on this channel, do. And I love to say once they hit Imperial, the first thing they do is they pop out a Treb or two, especially since you know your opponent is trying to contain you. But look at MbL's settlement. It is large, it is in charge, and it is basically embracing Hera. Look at this. Where can Hera go? He's got nowhere to go but back. Even a castle down here to protect the gold means that Hera's expansion can really only maybe reach this far. Otherwise, it's way too close to the castle. And with one last castle remaining, because the castle with 290 HP is no castle, to be honest, I don't think our Spaniard can recover from this. He's got a healthy villager count. He's got decent amount of food. But beyond that, he is about to get gutted. He is about to die very, very quickly. This is not a slow death. These are not Hussars with a base attack of a 7 rating. These are a 19 attacking unit. 3 relics to 1. Oh, look at that MbL. Oh my goodness, right about to get that relic. Was he moving towards his... No, he wasn't even moving. Look at that. Look at the cocky, the headstrong nature of MbL, that even with the game about to end, he still didn't garrison the relic, if that's the right word for a relic. House the relic, teeth the relic, whatever it is. He could have gotten a +1 attack boost to all of these heavy cavalry units. Instead, he's happy to send on a +3 instead of a +4. And holy moly, what a fun game. I mean, MbL, from the very beginning, non-stop aggression. We've seen it out of him sometimes. We've seen him unable to capitalize on it sometimes. But in this game, man, did he capitalize on it. And capitalize on it in a big fashion. 40 late chai against 25 Cavaliers. We know who wins that battle numerically and just power related. PKPM for MbL towards the middle beginning of the game. PKPM for Hera about a few minutes ago, below his usual 200 to 300. The economies, yeah, about 10% difference. Not really anything crazy, even though MbL's villager count significantly ahead of his opponent. 1,700 gold to 600, about 1,000 extra gold. So relics playing a role, but not really playing too big of a role. A little bit more wood, a little bit more food, a little bit less gold. And this, look at this. This is where he got that that stone for all of those castles. I mean, this is more than 2. This is like 3.5 castles worth of stone, more than his opponent. 7 conversions out of 113, not bad. That's about 6% of MbL's army that was converted to the Spanish side. And holy moly, what an absolute fun game. Look, some games, there's fancy maneuvers, including in this one, by the way. That moment when Hera corralled that scout was absolute gold. I might turn that into a YouTube short. It was so cool. There's some games where it's, there's meta plays, there's build orders, stuff like this. This game was just a fun headbutting from the beginning. MbL just tried to poke more and more holes in Hera's boat, and Hera, fingers flashing, tried to plug up the holes as quickly as possible, and he was successful for a while. But ultimately, even though he does have the relic lead, he could not stop the tide of red Lechai, who with their funny helmets and their big thick spears move in and absolutely decimate this army. And Hera, even though, like I said, villager count is pretty healthy for now. Close your eyes, count to 10. That 115 is going to be at 1. And then 100, I mean. And then 95, and then 87, and then 70, and then at GG. And I think Hera knows that, and I think he realizes that his infrastructure to the north is under attack, which means these villagers are now exposed because there's no more castle here. And to the center, he's been broken, so Hera can see a few moves ahead, lives to fight another day, taps out. It is MbL, our Lithuanian in red, who takes the W with that punch. Like I said, this is a civ that can pack a punch, and punch it did. And with that fist of fury, MbL is victorious, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.